year, the Fuji X100V has made me fall in love with photography all over again. First off, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm new as well. This is actually my first formal YouTube video in what feels like forever now, and that's because I wasn't really sure how I wanted to approach YouTube as a content creator, and I realized I wanted to take a much more laid back and relaxed approach to making content for this platform. And that starts with talking about a topic that I've recently only gotten into more, and that is the world of Fuji cameras. If you're not living under a rock, then you definitely have heard of the Fuji X100V because it is all the rage right now in the photography industry and pretty much what everyone is talking about when it comes to the camera that everyone should get. So I held off for quite a while on buying this camera, mainly because I didn't want to drop the $2,000 Canadian price tag that was attached to it, and also they're impossible to get, as you might know. You have to wait months and months and months on wait lists at camera stores just to get your hands on one of these, and I was not willing to wait or pay for a camera that I wasn't even sure I would be that interested in. But it was actually planning this trip here to Portugal that really solidified my decision to get this camera. So about 2 months ago or so, I started to scour Facebook Marketplace for anyone selling the Fuji X100V, and as you might expect, they were all super expensive. People were marking them up $800 to $1,000 over the retail price, and it made no sense for me to pick this up for that much more over retail. But I actually got quite lucky and found one in Ottawa, which is about a 5-hour drive from where I live in Toronto, and the guy in Ottawa was selling his X100V for only $100 over retail, which to me, for the benefit of not having to wait months for the camera, was an easy decision. I had my friend Emma, who lives in Ottawa, pick the camera up for me, and then when I went to Ottawa a couple weeks later, that's when I picked it up myself. I didn't really shoot almost anything with it before coming to Portugal. Portugal was the first real test drive to see if I even enjoyed this camera, and I can confidently say that this is my favorite camera I've ever owned. Now, you probably hear that a lot by now from all these different content creators on YouTube about how amazing the X100V is and how it's the camera that changed them as a photographer. And genuinely, I can relate to that. I totally align with how a lot of these people feel, because for me, it's made me want to go out and shoot really cool stuff again. So why is that though? Like, why is this random point and shoot by Fuji, kind of a quiet brand, all of a sudden taking this industry by storm like I've never seen before? Well, I have my thoughts on it, and that's what we're going to talk about today. When choosing a camera, I kind of look at a camera as a 3-part Venn diagram, one of those parts being the actual specs on paper of the camera, one of them being, does the camera produce an image that I'm actually happy with in terms of the color science and the look and feel, full frame, medium format, all of that. And then the last part being, does it actually excite me to go out and shoot? Do I actually want to pick up this camera and shoot with it every day beyond it just being my actual job? Now, first things first, the specs on paper are completely sound. I won't even bore you with what the specs are of this camera, but for someone like me, they are fine. They are honestly really good. This is a photo first camera, even though it does shoot video. The photography capabilities are much stronger, and you'll see why in a second. Now, one of the drawbacks that some people say to this camera is that it is fixed lens, meaning that it only has the, I believe, 28mm lens that comes on the camera, whereas other cameras like the Sony a7C are interchangeable lens, so you can put virtually any lens on there that you want, which makes it much more versatile. Me, I actually prefer the fixed lens on the camera because it forces me to move my body and get more creative with myself in the composition or in the setting that I'm in. This, along with everything else in this video, is obviously my opinion. It's just what I enjoy more at this point in my photography journey. But yeah, that is one big difference between this camera and all the other similar cameras on the market. The next part is, does it produce an image that I'm actually creatively happy with? Do I like the color science of Fuji? Yes, I love Fuji color science. Actually, on my point and shoot film camera, all I use is Fuji film films most of the time. So I love the Fuji color science. I love the skin tones. It produces the whites really, really nicely. And honestly, the color science is actually a big reason why I chose to pick this camera up. And that's coming from someone who shoots strictly Sony. The camera that I'm shooting this video on right now is a Sony a7 IV, and I love this camera as a workhorse camera, but the Fuji color science to me is completely unmatched. And then last but not least, is it fun to shoot with? Does it actually spark my creativity in my soul to go out and shoot photos every single day? And the big answer to that, of course, is yes. And that is honestly, without a doubt, the biggest reason why I bought this camera. You see, with my Sony, I genuinely got to a point with this camera that because I used it so much for work, I never found myself leaving the house, going out to dinner, or going for a walk with this camera strapped by my side, because it was such a burden to have to bring this out and carry it around. It's heavy, the lens is long, it got in my way, it was not inconspicuous at all. Everyone knows that I'm a professional photographer when going out to shoot with it. It was too much. For me, it was not an enjoyable experience, and honestly, that sucks. Like, as a photographer, I want to express my creativity every single day I leave the house. I want to have a camera by my side. So over the course of the past year or so, I got myself getting way more into phone photography because I didn't enjoy carrying this big Sony camera around, but I still wanted to take really creative pictures. Now, fast forwarding all the way to this year, that's where the Fuji comes into play. This camera strapped on the side of my body is so small, so inconspicuous, so thin and light, it's incredible. And no one thinks that I'm this big production photographer going out for a shoot with a professional model. No one thinks that. Honestly, this camera looks like a tourist camera, which is fantastic because then no one bats an eye when I pull it up and take a picture of a random person or of a car in the street or anything like that. No one's questioning it because it just is so simple. I want to rewind a little bit and talk about the pictures that this thing produces, because that is a big aspect to why you're going to choose this camera. Now, if you know anything about the Fuji lineup, you will know that film simulations and recipes play a big part as to the overall look and feel of the images. Now, for me personally, half the time when I leave the house, I put the camera on JPEG only and then dial in my exact recipes and film simulations that I want to use for that scenario or that going out moment. Right now, it's a lot of shooting at the beach. Right now, it's a lot of shooting at sunrise and sunset and on the streets with a lot of white buildings. So my film simulations are built just for that, which I also plan on going into more depth in a future video. Now, that being said, I also wanted to take this for a test drive to see how it would do as a professional workhorse. So Britt and I, we actually shot a lack of color bucket hat, kind of mock campaign style photo shoot down at the beach, down by the cliffside, and I was blown away by how this thing performed with the RAW files. Now, I was shooting both JPEG and RAW, but by the time I got back and put them into Lightroom and started to tweak with the RAW files, I was blown away with the latitude I was able to get with these files. It also, even in a semi-professional setting like that, it also made me much more aware and much more present in the moment when thinking about what I was going to shoot. I was dialing in everything from shutter speed to aperture to ISO to even my exposure compensation for every single shot, and that made me really conscious as a photographer about what creatively am I making in front of this camera. But like I said, I plan on going into much more depth about the film simulations in a future video, so stay tuned for that. Now, last but not least, and this is kind of just like icing on the cake for this whole conversation, but this camera is absolutely beautiful. Now, I might be a little biased because I'm also really into fashion, but I consider this camera an accessory to my outfit. So I put this on a strap, I put it kind of like a crossbody style on the side here, and I use it as a very aesthetic accessory to the overall outfit. and it just so happens to also be my favorite camera that I've ever owned. This camera aligns really well with my overall style and aesthetic, and I think that does have value when choosing a camera that you want to use as your daily driver. So as you've seen the dozens of examples throughout this video, keep in mind that half of these photos are straight out of camera, straight JPEGs with just film simulations, and some of them are raw files that have been completely edited from start to finish in Lightroom. But regardless of all that, what makes me happiest about this camera is that I actually enjoy shooting with it. To me, when I shoot photos with the Sony camera system, it kind of feels like I'm taking pictures with a computer, which isn't very human in my opinion, but with the Fuji, I get a much more human, interactive experience with the camera. And a part of me believes that that does translate into the final image, into your actual art that you are creating. Now, are there not other cameras on the market that can do pretty much what this can do in terms of the Venn diagram I've been talking about in this video? Of course there is. There's Leicas, there's other Fujis. Heck, if you love shooting the Sony camera system, Nikon, Canon, whatever it does for you, that's all that matters. For me, I wanted a camera that I actually enjoy going out and being creative with. This set, by the way, is our Airbnb here in Portugal, so don't mind the random coffee machine back here on the stool. But you know what? The white walls, the fake plant, the natural light, it's not too bad. So if you guys like this video, this is the kind of pace I want to be doing more of on my YouTube channel. Please hit that subscribe button, please comment down below, give a like on this video, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.